the root of dehumanization, what Hitler went through, and coming to his conclusions about the dehumanization of man. And what is it? Based on Darwinism, and anecdotally based on a personal experience you have. After all, you hate cops because you had a bad experience with a cop. And I know many of good cops, and many cops have saved people's lives. But you hate blacks because you had a bad experience with blacks. You hate whites because you had a bad experience with whites. Anecdotally, or the indoctrinal narrative by who's ever in charge of the megaphone or the library. What you read, positive thinking, take God out of it. Self-esteem, esteem not God, esteem thyself. Darwinism, man is nothing, he's just a struggle. You're an animal. The opposite of God, created in God's image? No, created as a creature, a beast of the field. You're not in his image. It's the survival of the fittest. The survival of the fittest, who's ever the strongest, the tallest, the handsomest, the richest. Hence, you have this corporatocracy. You have this aristocracy. And in some cases, a democracy, but not the care. Not the care of the people. You don't have to care for the poor. You don't have to care for the weak. They have to work out their karma. To each his own. I got mine, you get yours. You can actually justify. I pulled myself up by my own bootstraps. That's not what the scripture actually teaches. God didn't do that. I did it. A man told me in Corey on a walk the other day. I did this. I built this in my own skills. I did this. Me. Darwinism. There is no God. It's me. It's because of my strength. I went to college because of my degree, my connections. I was born with a silver spoon, not the grace and benevolence of the Lord. I'm giving strength because I'm better. I did this because I'm white. I did this because I'm this race. I did this because I'm supreme. I'm meant to be in charge of you. I'm meant to be your master. You're meant to bow. Darwinism, survival of the fittest. Where is that in scripture? Survival of the fittest, the strongest, the one that's a struggle, takes God out of the equation. There is no God. Just who's ever bigger, who's ever got the bigger stick, who's ever more of a psychopath. The majority of CEOs are psychopaths. By any means necessary, I'll climb over you. I'll get to the top if I cheat, steal, sleep, and sleep with whomever. Most of the actors and actresses in Hollywood. And the Christians come with this philosophy, which is why you will take your money and your time and you'll give it to anything but to where it should be. Israel was put in judgment when you forget your brother. But I'm the strongest, I'm Cain. I'll kill Abel. I'm the strongest, I'm Esau, I'm rough. I get the beast of the field. Darwinism. Before it was Darwinism, because Darwinism is based on that. The elimination, the rebellion against God, the rebellion against the creature created in his image. Forget created in his image. You're just like the beasts of the field, the lions, the tigers, the bears, and the dogs. Men are dogs. The women love to say, no, you were created in the image of God, oh man. But it's to destroy and to eliminate God and you and your identity. So you take God out of it. No wonder you have no identity. You don't know if you're a man or a woman. You don't know how to identify what nation, what tribe. Language doesn't matter. You don't really have one. You form communities that are empty, vacated of any origin, any ancestral tie. There is no cultural root. You've just come together and decide we're going to be whatever we want to be today. We can do anything. No, you can do what God ordained you to do. So you destroy that. And you raise your children that way. That's why you take them to these androgynous cartoon parks like Disneyland. And then you teach the Bible to them that way. And the mothers decide not to submit to the husbands. The children decide not to submit to the parents. And the people decide not to submit to the authorities or their government or their leaders. You have anarchy. And you've destroyed yourselves. And it all stems from one thing: your hatred of God and God's definition of you. And so it's not hard to see how during the transatlantic slave era or the rise of the Muslim Islamic empire, the marauding bands of Arabs considered blacks and Jews less than human. Whites in the Caucasus region, infidels. We can exploit them. We can do anything to them because they're less than human. You can see where that was born. Why the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem joined forces as an Arab with Hitler. That they each see themselves as supreme over all other beings. Therefore, you can do whatever you want to them. Once you've determined, serial killers do that. They consider themselves supreme. People that are CEOs of companies, they consider themselves supreme because of the amount of money they have or a title or a position. The intellectuals consider themselves superior to you. Yes. Now you see how easy it is to demean and to abuse and misuse and mischaracterize. You've got bigger muscles, so you're supreme. You're prettier, so you're supreme over her. Yes. So where does humility? Where does that leave humility? Or compassion or empathy when you pass someone? And being African American, I know it very well. What it means to walk down the street, have somebody call you the N-word or call you boy when you're a grown man. Anything to diminish you, to make you feel less than, and you are more than. For you were created in the image of God, made a little lower than angels, crowned with the glory of God that he placed on you, because he put a robe on you. It is he who took you and I from the mud, from the wallow of our blood, and put a robe on us, crowned us, and gave us a name, a new name, to take on a new attitude. But you continue to live like the world. You with Bibles and kippas and Torahs and Talmuds, you continue to live like the world, and you continue to treat your brother as if he's less than. You're never willing to sacrifice your life. You measure yourself to this day by the standards of men, basically Darwinism. Where is your faith in God?